Have you heard about the mineral zinc? You probably have. You've either been told to eat more zinc foods or to have and take a zinc supplement. But what is zinc and what does it do in our body? Well, I looked into it, and the scary thing is that in 15 years of research, it has been concluded that about 47% of the world's population is zinc deficient, which is causing a lot of diseases all over the world. Another fact that is very scary is that zinc deficiency is causing more deaths than breast, liver, or stomach cancer. Now that is absolutely crazy. So because of this importance, I decided to look more into detail about what zinc is, and that's what I'm going to cover in this video. I'm going to cover what zinc is, why is it important to us, what happens when it's low, what happens when it's high, and the foods that are high in zinc. Keep on watching. It's Mondays with Mihaela. That's right, me. Thank you so much for watching the videos and supporting this channel. I'm loving and appreciating your support. Today's video is amazing, and I went into so much detail just for you so you can have optimal health. Well, today's topic is about zinc. You've probably heard about zinc before. The mineral zinc, but you just don't. You're like, what is it? I don't know what it is. In what food is it? I know someone told me that I should be taking it, but so you know what? You're listening to the right video, because I'm going to explain to you what zinc is. And after this video, you will know exactly what foods are high in zinc, what happens when it's low, what happens when it's high, and why it is so important to us. So let's get started. Well, to get us started, you know how I like a little bit of statistics. And I told you earlier that the scary thing is that more people have died in 2018 from a zinc deficiency. That's right, a zinc deficiency compared to stomach or liver or breast cancer. Now that is crazy. We don't hear about that, but that's why I'm here to educate you. We don't hear about zinc causing and being linked to all of these deaths. Well, I hope that you are not underestimating this mineral and what it does to your body. So based on these estimates, zinc deficiency was estimated to cause about 17,000 diarrhea deaths, about 40,000 anemia deaths, and about 20,000 malaria deaths. Now that is absurd. So the associated loss of disability adjusted life years, and this is something that we use to see what a disease causes in regards to what disability causes in regards to years. Well, zinc deficiency amounts to more than 28 million. 28 million disability adjusted life years a zinc deficiency has caused. The burden of disease due to zinc deficiency is most heavily in certain countries. And these countries are Africa, the Middle East and Mediterranean, and Southeast Asia. So the burden was approximately equally shared between males and females. So it's not just males or females, but it is heavy. This is heavy. So now that you have a little bit of statistics, let's have a look at what actually zinc is. So what is zinc? So zinc has three functions. That's right. The first one is chelatic. So what does that mean? It means that it increases the speed of the chemical reaction. It makes things happen. The second one is structural. Structural means that it maintains the structure and stability of a number of things in our body. The third one is regulatory. So it regulates, kind of like the police or the army. So that's what zinc is important there for. It modulates the activity of cell signaling enzymes. So without zinc, who's there to regulate? Without zinc, who's there to keep the structure? Without zinc, who's there to increase the reaction? Do you see where this is all going? So a little bit of history is that zinc was actually established in 1864 in a plant, in 1934 experimental animals, and in 1961 in humans. So it's not really such an old discovered mineral. It's actually quite new. So the clinical features, the reason why I said in humans in 1961 is that because a clinical features of low zinc was reported in 1961 in an Iranian male, and he reported with a number of symptoms which cause zinc deficiencies, which I'll go into detail later. So this is not too long ago, about like 50 years ago or something. So it's not that old. It is pretty new out here. So to give you a bit of an understanding is that zinc is absorbed in the small intestine. Generally 33% is accepted to be the average zinc absorption. So even though you may, however many grams you may be taking of zinc, only 33, they say 33% in literature, is to be absorbed. So not the full 100%. So it's a little bit difficult to work out the exact amount you'll be getting out of food, but that's a rough one, 33%. And that's in humans. But this also all depends on your diet. And if you have things that are stopping or enhancing the absorption, which I'm going to go into detail later at the end of the video, I'm going to go into detail what can enhance and what can stop the absorption of zinc, which is so interesting. I loved researching this. So the key is to maintain zinc level at a constant, and our body does that. Our body's always there for us. It's never fighting against us, it's working with us. So the loss of zinc through the gastrointestinal tract accounts for approximately half the zinc eliminated through our body. So mainly through pee, urine and feces. And the rest is via skin. So now that you know all this, the question is why is it so important? Why is zinc important? With so many deaths it's causing and what it does and the history about it, well, why is that important? Zinc is a biological essential mineral and it's a cofactor for more than 300 enzymes and proteins. Yeah, you heard it, 300. That is so many. That's a huge amount that it's responsible for in our body. So I'm going to name a few, but it doesn't mean that I may be missing out on some, but just so you can see how essential it is. So what it does is zinc is important for induces monocyte release of interleukin 1, interleukin 5, and TNF alpha. So what that means is, what does that mean? In simple language is it works on the immune system. It helps us with our anti-inflammatory effects. As I've spoken about a lot of diseases are caused due to inflammation. So zinc helps induce the release of these anti-inflammatory effects in our body. It's involved in secretion of neurotransmitters. So there's also a saying that no zinc means that you're going to have issues with your mood, issues with your head, issues with neurotransmitter release. So another thing it's important for is the reduce lactic acid levels. So all those people that are training out there and have the built up lactic acid, it supports insulin synthesis and action. What does that mean? So essentially it helps us with our sugar levels, with our sugar breakdown, the synthesis. It helps with wound healing. If we cut ourselves, if we injure ourselves, it helps with that. It's key. So you cut yourself, the zinc helps heal it. The regulation of gene expression. Gene expression happens everywhere in our body. It's happening right now in my body as I'm talking. It helps absorb B vitamins. Why is that important? Well, B vitamins help us have energy. The food that we have, B vitamins, get that and make energy out of that in a form of ATP in our body. It's involved in immunity, our immune system, like I mentioned earlier with the anti-inflammatory. If we're low in zinc, our immune system is bound to be revved up or not functioning at all. Both are not good. It activates tumor suppressor. So in the long run, it can help suppress tumor growth. It has an antiviral activity. It helps with our brain development. So this is why it's key in kids, infants, children, kids have enough zinc so their brain's able to develop. But it's also important for us adults, isn't it? You would agree. It helps with protein synthesis, which links in with DNA synthesis and also cell division. Like I said, these are just some things that zinc is important for, just to give you an explanation of why I think it's so important. So according to the Australian Nutrition Reference Value, the zinc intake for males is 14 grams and for females it's 8 grams per day. Milligrams. So the thing is that I think it should be higher. I don't think that's high enough. But yeah, it's very, very interesting. What happens when zinc is high in our body? Well, zinc toxicity can occur in both acute and chronic forms. So acutely, what happens is we get nausea, we get vomiting, we get loss of appetite, abdominal cramps, diarrhea, headaches. Chronically, we can get low copper. We get low copper if we have chronically high zinc because they compete with each other. We can also have altered iron function and also reduced immune function. Interesting, with high zinc, reduced immune function. That's what happens when it's high, either acutely or chronically. But let's look at what happens when it's low. I'm gonna name a few and I'm gonna wrap them out. So are you ready? Let's go. Acne, alopecia, brittle nails, decreased testosterone, decreased immune response, delayed wound healing, poor immunity, DNA damage, depression, growth failure, impaired cognitive function, impotency, learning disorders, loss of appetite, loss of taste and smell, loss of sperm count, manic depression, moodiness, slow healing, sore throat, stretch marks, white spots on our fingernails, and a viral infection. There you go. That's what happens when our zinc is low. And so zinc deficiency during growth periods such as infants has been linked to issues with the central nervous system, immune system, skeletal and reproductive system. And the reason why I'm talking about zinc is because it is vital for optimal health. For you to function, you need to have good levels of zinc in your body. So zinc deficiency is known to be an important malnutrition problem worldwide. Like I mentioned earlier, how many people die from a zinc deficiency? It's absolutely crazy. So I'm going to skim over who's at risk, but I have so much more detail about this because this research was in depth. If you want more information, contact me. But essentially the people who are at risk of a low zinc deficiency are people who have gastrointestinal issues, such as ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, IBS. They have issues with zinc absorption. People that also may have issues are people who have chronic diarrhea, vegetarians and vegans, pregnant and lactating women, and older infants, and alcoholics. And I can explain to you why, but that might be another video, or you can contact me directly in regards to why they are at risk for low zinc, for zinc deficiency. And I'm also going to skim through this one. I actually might make another video that goes into detail about this because I've got so much research. So what can stop and aid the absorption of zinc? So essentially, the thing that stops zinc getting absorbed is phytic acid. And this is why vegans and vegetarians may have difficulty absorbing zinc, because it limits zinc's bioavailability by strongly binding zinc in the gastrointestinal tract. But there are things that you can do to enhance it, such as soaking and fermenting these legumes, these seeds that are high in zinc, and they will assist that. Another thing that absorption is inhibited by, that zinc absorption is inhibited by, is excess sugar intake. Who these days doesn't eat sugar? Full stop. So insufficient stomach acid, not having enough enzymes in your body to break down the food, inflammation and allergies. These things can stop our zinc getting absorbed in our stomach, in our small intestine. So the enhancers, what helps it is proteins. Proteins help enhance zinc. Another thing that can also interfere with zinc absorption are your medicine. Are you on antibiotics? Are you on penicillamine? Are you on diuretics? These things can hinder your zinc absorption. So what can interact with zinc absorption is antibiotics, diuretics, and other medication. It's key to understand what medication you're on and what it is doing to your body. So like I said to you, I'm going to wrap it up with foods that are high in zinc. What foods are high in zinc? Well, I'm going to name a few. Doesn't mean there's not others out there, but the ones that I'm going to name are the ones that I've come across that are high in zinc levels. These are beef, bilberry, brewer's yeast, capsicum, egg yolk, ginger, liver, lamb, oysters, sunflower and pumpkin seeds, whole grains and yeast. But like I mentioned to you, the key is to ensure that you're enhancing the absorption of zinc and you're not decreasing the absorption of zinc. So the things that I've mentioned that can decrease it, or do alternatives, or try and soak and ferment those whole grains, those seeds, to ensure that you are getting the zinc in your diet or the medication that you're on, and eat those proteins that help absorb the zinc because of the amino acids. Essentially, I just wanted to give you a little wrap up to tell you why zinc is important for you, for your optimal health, so you can function properly, so your brain's able to function properly, so you can succeed in life, because I want you to succeed. I want you to fulfill your dreams and succeed in life. I want you to know, what did you learn about zinc today? Let me know in the comments below. You know what? Share this video with someone that you believe needs to know the importance of zinc, so they're not another statistic and are low in zinc, because we don't want that. All right, love, like, share, do what you do best. I love your support. Until next Monday, love you.